So, hi, as I mentioned before, this is Edgar Morales from Adena, and today I'm going to give you a short presentation about our media capture system. And important to mention, I am doing this recording and streaming in real time by using the remote controller only. So also, I can change layouts in real time. Right now you can only see slides, but just by pressing a button, you will be able to see me as well right now. So I press a button and now you can see me. Now you can see one more channel, which is the document camera. And you can see one more channel right now, which is someone we have invited to watch this presentation. You can say hello.
Hello.
Mr. Peter. So, as you can see, our system is able to record, stream, and also do local streaming of up to 4 different inputs at the same time. The inputs can be digital, HDMI, or IP. So, the solution itself looks very much like this. It consists of 3 different parts. First one is the network camera. Second one is the auto tracking system, which I am using right now. And third one is the core of the system, which is the media station. So, we have 3 different models of network cameras. The first 2, which are CI430 and CI218, are mainly used to record the presenter. So right now the one I am using to record myself is C18. So CI218 has 18 times zoom, optical zoom. CI430 has 30 times optical zoom. And CI303 is mainly used to record the audience. So CI303 has 109 degrees wide and 3 times zoom. All of our cameras are full HD. All of them have autofocus and advanced WDR and noise reduction. And of course, they are nice to fit to any room. Second part of the solution is the auto tracking system, which by the way I am using right now. It consists in 2 different parts. It consists of the TP100, which is the scanner, and the AM600, which is the positioner. The positioner, as you can see, is also a microphone. So, in this case, you are not limited to be in your podium anymore. You can move freely around the room without any problem, and most importantly, you do not need to hire a cameraman. We already have our own cameraman, and I can tell you, he won't lose you. Even if you give your back, he will still follow you, because we also have backtracking. So, this is the auto tracking system. It can be controlled automatically via infrared, or it can also be controlled via web interface or via RS485. The integration for RS485 can be Pelco D or Pelco P, according to your needs. And finally, the core of the system, which is the media station. I'm going to show you right here 3 different models. One is KS710, next one is MS550, and KS2. KS710 and MS550 can record up to 4 different channels at the same time. The difference between this media station is that KS710 can record the mixed video and also the independent sources as well, while MS550 can only record the mixed video. And KS2, I can tell you, is the most cost-effective media station in the market right now. It is a 2-channel device and it is totally standalone. So, in here you can see the diagram or the working diagram of the media station itself. So you can see that we have 4 different inputs. In this case, the one I'm giving are as example. You can actually place any VGA, HDMI, or IP input you can think of. So in this case, you have the laptop with the slides, the document camera, the TP100 and CI200 using only 1 channel, by the way, and the CI303, which is another camera. In here we can do live broadcasting and we can do recording at the same time. And it's important to mention that even you are doing the live broadcasting to the internet, you can also do at the same time a streaming that can be transmitted through LAN. So in this case we are talking about dual streaming, which we can do with our media station. Another important feature is called signal separation technology. While in your screen right now you are looking at me and looking at my slides, you can see that in this monitor you can only see the slides. Why? Because we can display something locally, but we can record and stream something different so that you don't need to see the person twice in the room. Now this one right here is the KS2. As I mentioned before, it's the most cost-effective media station in the market. So from here you can see that basically it tells you where to plug everything. It tells you plug your computer here, plug your digital camera here, plug your audio sources here, and here plug your computer to access the interface, and here to connect to the internet. And that's it. You only need to plug and you start to play. It's very easy. So let's talk about the ways to control our media stations. There are 4 different ways to control media station. One of them is via control panel or RS-232. Another way is via remote controller, which I am using right now. A different way to control is also via SDK. We can provide the API. If you have an external controller system, let's say Crestron AMX, you can always integrate with our media station as well. And another way is via IP. Via web interface or via IP can be done with the laptop or with the iPad. So let's talk about the graphical user interface. The graphical user interface is what you see right now, and actually I am using it myself to start the recording. When I stop the recording, I'm gonna use it too. And once that I finish and I wanna give this video, I can export it also only by entering the USB and pressing a few buttons on my remote controller. So we are the only system in the world that has a graphical user interface coming from the remote controller, at least in the lecture capture industry. So I can tell you this feature is totally unique from AREC. When you are doing the changing of the layouts, it looks pretty much like this. So in this case, as I mentioned before, these channels are already predefined, but you can customize your own from system administration. So just like I mentioned, here you have one channel only. In this case, 2 channels, 3 channels, 4 channels, and a different layout that it's only me. You have up to 9 different layouts that you can predefine yourself. So the web interface. We can control the media station via web interface, as I mentioned before, from your laptop or from your iPad. So the web interface has 3 different pages. One of them is system administration, another one is online director, and another one is video manager. In system administration, you do the basic settings of the system. It can be done within 5 minutes. And after you do this, you don't need to touch your computer again. You can only use your remote controller. Another one is online director, from which you can assist the presenter in real time to do its presentation. So in this case, it's very easy for me to assist myself with the remote controller, because there is no real audience pressure. There is not 1,000 people in front of me. If they were 1,000 or 3,000 people in front of me, I can tell you I could barely concentrate on the slides. So I would totally need someone to help me do also the changing of the layouts. So in this case, I can do it myself without a problem. And we also have Video Manager. Video Manager is the web interface where you can access your videos in real time. So after you finish the recording, you can export the lecture directly from the media station, or you can access all of the lectures in Video Manager from any laptop on the same network as the media station. So I want to mention to you some cool stuff that we have. We have some new products right now. One of them is the LS300, which is the media station for 3 different channels. You can see here on the back panel that it admits IP sources, HDMI and VGA sources as well. So this one already has the panel control here in order to change the layout in real time for 1, 2 or 3 different layouts, and even changing the background color. Another one is called KL3W. So this media station, what has that it's really cool is that now has an embedded screen. So it's a portable solution that can be placed in, let's say, the table of a meeting room, and someone can be manipulating the media station in real time in order to assist the presenter without any need to enter the iPad or to enter the interface on your laptop. You can also change the background color and change layouts at will. And this one is also really new. It's an iOS application, and it can be downloaded for free from the App Store only by writing down the word AREC Action. And from here, basically, you can be in the audience with your iPad, assisting the person to change the layouts. So, yeah, the applications for this are basically endless. We have different vertical markets we are right now in. We are, of course, in educational market. Basically, the importance of the educational markets are mostly universities and medical universities, and we have actually several universities in Europe and Asia that are using AREC right now. So the issue about the university is that well, we all were students once, so we know that sometimes you want to actually record the class and you want to access the class one more time because it's easier to get the knowledge. So in this case, our system can record the classes with all of the sources. Let's say the slides from the professor, let's say the document camera where professor also is doing some experiment, and so on. And the students can get all of the sources individually, same as the mixed video, and they can study one more time without reading. So they can also access the streaming in real time, so that it's like they are actually there and it's actually in real time. So just picture that the student can be very comfortable sitting on his couch like this and just taking a look at his iPad, and from his iPad he can be watching the class in real time, and then he can access this class anytime. So he doesn't even need to go to school anymore. He doesn't need to go to school, and the school itself doesn't need to pay so much for maintenance. So it's a two-way winning. Another big market that we have is corporate. In corporate market is mostly for those corporations that want to do training, and they have different branches around the world. So just picture that you are doing a training seminar here in Taiwan, and your company is also based in different parts of Europe and the USA. So of course you can do the streaming, but not everybody is going to be up. So you also need to record, and you need to provide this recording with all of the sources to make the training easier. And since you have the recording, you don't really, as a company manager, you don't really need to be there to train your personnel over and over again. So you are saving time, and you know that time actually equals money. And in organizations, basically we are saying that we can record basically any indoor event. So today I'm gonna show you 4 different case studies, and these case studies are only organizational ones. So even when the biggest markets are education and corporate, we also have some case studies in organizations. So let me show you the first one. The first case study is in the Opera House in Gothenburg. So what used to happen here? Why are they using AREC in Opera House? Well, basically it's because the actors need to do rehearsals before they actually go on and show. So in this case, when they are doing the rehearsal, they need to be recorded, and they need to have an edition from the director who is going to be commenting about the rehearsal. So before, they had to wait for several hours, and the person who is going to do, let's say the director of the place, had to give the comments and then burn them in DVDs, and would take them about 2 hours to get the comments from the director. And now, with the following configuration, they made everything way easier. The way they used it is that they have HDMI cameras here, so they process the audio and the video into the audio embedder, now into the media station, and then the director can give his comments in real time, which are going to be recorded, but at the same time are going to be streamed to the internet. So in this case, the actor can just finish the rehearsal and go home, and from home they can watch live whatever the director has to say about the rehearsal. They are saving a lot of time, and they can spend actually more time with their families right now. Another case study was in Czech Parliament, in Czech Republic. In this case, what happened here is that several times they have to teach about parliamentarism to students in schools in Czech Republic, and in this case the place was not enough for all of the students that were going to go to this event. So they needed a streaming solution that could record the slides and that could record the presenter at the same time, and in this case they decided to use AREC. Now they actually don't even need to receive so many students anymore. They only do the streaming, and sometimes they only provide the recording, and they made their life easier. Something very similar happened in the National Political Center of The Hague in Netherlands. They have a very important politician who was visiting the place, so everybody wanted to go and see her, and unfortunately there was not enough space. So in this case they decided to do live streaming of her speech by connecting the camera via HDMI to our KS2, and from there doing the streaming. So basically the configuration is actually very basic, but with this I'm showing you that you can even use professional cameras and the quality won't be affected. Now this one is a case study from Taiwan. Perhaps the kind of the case study is too particular, but I also want to let you know that there's a human part in here. In this case, someone died, and unfortunately his family was abroad. His family was in the States. So his family could not be there and could not say words for the person who had already passed away. In this case, what they did was that they configured the system so that there will be streaming in real time, and and the person, and those people who were abroad would make a Skype call that would also be recorded and will also be shown on the place where they were mourning Mr. Shang. So it's like they were there, and for the family who was away, it's like actually they were in the funeral, and they could actually say goodbye to the person they loved thanks to this system. So there's also a human part here. We don't need the system only for saving money or only for actually making money. Let's think about a couple of cases. Let's think about a daddy who cannot be in the hospital when his son is being born. First of all, we know that only certain cameras can do recording of any event inside the hospital, only certified cameras. So this certified camera, whether the output can be HDMI or IP, can be connected to the media station and therefore can be recorded and streamed. So if daddy is abroad for any reason, or if daddy, let's say, is in bed because he's very sick, he can still see his son when he's born and he can still see his wife holding his son on the first time. so he will not miss this moment, and even better, he will see it live. And I think as a wife, it's also important to know that his husband is there, at least watching. So you can see that recording your events is not only a business need, but also a human need. This is my point. So I hope you have enjoyed this lecture about lecture capture system from AREC. This system is made here in Taiwan. I'm showing you now a picture of the beautiful Taipei with the Taipei 101. And it's a beautiful country with beautiful women, really nice food, and nice technology. So thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna use my remote controller one last time to stop this recording, and have a wonderful day.